Hello, I'm Bruce Granut with Lyons HR, and I want to thank you for taking a few moments to learn how Lyons HR can help make your business more profitable. We work with hundreds of business owners just like you, frustrated with the increasing number of things cutting into their profitability, and specifically that some of their most expensive problems were people-related. Most of them didn't have the resources to do what big companies do when it comes to human resource strategies, and as a result, they didn't make as much money per employee. And at the end of the day, that hurts the owner's wallet and ultimately the value of the company. The next few minutes are going to introduce you to the how and why of the services Lyons HR can bring to your business. And if you decide it may be a good idea to continue the conversation about your business specifically, I'll let you know how to do that. Again, thank you for your time.
One of the challenges that our industry has is that it touches on such a wide scope of issues for our business owner clients that it's hard to explain without overwhelming someone. Yet, doing it in too simplistic a manner risks losing big parts of the value picture. So we have a few illustrations that hopefully will help us along and stimulate some ideas to consider. Our whole mission is to provide HR value to our client business owners in a manner that impacts their personal wealth accumulation via either their business profits and/or business value. Large companies with HR departments do lots of things in HR to improve profitability per employee that smaller companies without HR expertise simply can't do, leaving them at a competitive disadvantage. Big business calls it shareholder value. Most of our clients call it my wallet. Some of our clients have a vision to maximize the dollars they can take off their business for the long run. Others may do that in conjunction with a plan to sell the business at some future date at the highest possible price to fund something else. Retirement, another business, dream home, whatever. The key HR areas that can drain profitability are shown here. Ability to attract top quality employees and reducing turnover generally can have the largest financial effect. Other profit drains are often things like poor employee productivity and performance, and litigation or other employer liabilities can be huge profit killers. And last but not least, expense control in big areas like health and/or workers' comp are compounding issues that hit each year. These 5 beige boxes show the HR strategies we attempt to fix and/or improve in our client's business. And these blue boxes start to show the how of HR approaches that can contribute to each. There are a couple of more points we'll show you to further pull this concept together, but in broad terms, we hope the whole picture is starting to make sense. Let's get into the how a bit more. We're going to ask you what may seem like a silly question. But do you ever use the services of a law firm or CPA firm to assist you with your business dealings? Here's how you can get all that expertise for so little. For a small to mid-sized business, using a professional employer organization or PEO is much like using a CPA or law firm. Where a CPA may be used for their expertise in taxes, financial management strategies, possibly automation solutions, and a law firm might be used for their expertise in contract reviews, liability management, or initiation of or defense in a lawsuit. A PEO is similar in that it specializes in a wide scope of human resources and has people and/or programs that can have a positive impact on employment and recruiting, training and development, compensation and benefits management strategies, employee relations, government compliance and paperwork, and workplace health and safety. From a dollars and cents perspective, generally, the small, mid-sized business market we specialize in isn't of the size to have a full-blown legal department or a full finance department like big companies. But the fact that their lawyers and CPA provide services to lots of clients spreads the cost of their expertise and staff and services over a large group. Economies of skill, we like to call it. And likewise, Lyons HR provides HR expertise to clients across the eastern United States, each of them using an amount of service that's typically proportionate to their number of employees. Big companies do all of these things to get a higher return on the huge investment they've made in employees. They call it shareholder value, but our clients call it more money in their pocket. We'll come back to that, but on initial glance, doesn't that make sense? So if a company were looking to hire experts in a given area, they'd want to know who the folks were and what qualifications they had. As a matter of fact, several of our clients have told us that with Lyons HR, it's not what they get, but who they get. So let me just briefly show you our organization. As you probably already know, research by many business authors has shown that the most successful companies are those that are systemized and to various degrees have some type of sales system, operations system, finance system, and administration system. What we become to companies that don't have one is their human resources system. And Lyons HR has a wealth of expertise and experience in key HR and business management positions. Additionally, we've sought out dozens of top-of-the-line industry vendors who all become a resource to each of our clients. And not only do our clients benefit from our preferred status with those companies because of our size, but we use these resources on our clients' behalf when necessary without the clock ticking. And lastly, on the bottom here, while we don't consider them vendors per se, the relationship with our clients is structured in a manner where many government agencies, whether it's the IRS for employment-related matters, Department of Labor, state unemployment agencies, EEOC, end up going to us if issues arise. So there's a significant buffer created between the government bureaucracies and each client. If we take this discussion further, you might find it advantageous to speak with or meet with these folks and personally get a feel for our culture. But at least initially, we hope this effectively illustrates who we are. You know, having done this for a while, we've come to realize that if we asked 10 different business owners, what does human resources mean to you, we'd probably get 8 different answers. So just to kind of keep us on the same page, this list of HR activities, services, and products is a good representation of what a large company with an HR department would be doing to contribute to the business strategy. And it's a list of things all of Lyons HR clients have access to. Eventually, if you decide to explore this further, we should document which of these things you're doing or have now so we can show you where will save you time, where will save you money, and what new services and products you'll have access to that will contribute to your bottom line. The key point here is that large companies with HR departments do the vast majority of the things across the employee life cycle in order to make more money with their people. It's where the whole human capital management concept comes from. You may be thinking, this all sounds good theoretically, but what can it mean in terms of real dollars? So, if you would allow one final financial illustration. A lot of current clients initially thought that they were in pretty good shape HR and people-wise. And to give them credit, many were, and profitable and successful. But the people side of their business can have a huge financial impact, both from an upside and downside perspective. There are a lot of people factors that impact profitability, but to focus on a few potentially major ones, employee productivity is often the largest. Turnover can also be huge. Escalating healthcare costs are like compounding interest in reverse, putting a drain on the bottom line. And then there are lesser but still real factors like workers' compensation experience, state unemployment rates, loss of productivity time due to HR issues, and fees and costs spent addressing people in HR. This is just a single financial illustration of a hypothetical 30-employee company with $5 million in annual revenue and a target net profit margin of 8%. In this example, this company is achieving their current profits with this somewhat less than perfect HR profile: 70% estimated employee productivity, 30% turnover, 9 employees per year, 15% per year planned into their budget for healthcare increases, a workers' comp experience mod a bit higher than 1.0, a 3% state unemployment rate, between 500 and 600 hours per year on administrative and transactional HR issues, and about 10 grand a year on HR legal and/or consulting fees. While it's literally impossible to change that HR profile to perfect doing it on paper, let's see how much in profits is being left on the table under the status quo scenario, In this example, $1.3 million over 5 years. The downside is actually more challenging to predict. One major lawsuit can devastate a small company. But if it's modeled a bit less catastrophically, this example shows how the at-risk cost can easily reach almost $700,000 over 5 years. And the cumulative profit difference swing over the same period adds up to $2 million. Again, this is just an example profile, but the numbers in a real company can be very real and significant. You're probably asking, so how could I make similar improvements happen and what's it going to cost me? Well, obviously you could hire a pricey person or two with some heavy HR credentials, or with our company, the help is available at a fraction of hiring all that expertise on your own. Let's be a little more specific on the comment earlier suggesting that financially, this is usually like hiring a low-end administrative person. Lyons HR charges a fee for the full package of HR services, typically about $15 per employee per week. Looking over the wide range of our existing clients, they found that fee was typically offset to a great extent by the savings in HR administration and/or taxes and/or workers' comp and/or benefits. We'd both have some homework to do to get your exact number, but we're confident we'll be an attractive option in making your business more profitable. We would like to show you one more thing. The neat thing about this whole service is the engine that drives it. We're what's called a professional employer organization, or PEO. In a traditional employment relationship, there's a two-party line between the employee and the company has sole responsibility and liability for all aspects of employment. With a PEO, you and your staff are co-employed by both your business and the PEO. And via a client service agreement, we simply allocate between us, on a make-sense basis, where the employment responsibilities will lie. On your side of the relationship, you supervise your employees, manage their productivity, make hiring, firing decisions, pay rate decisions, all with assistance, if you choose to get it from us, because we have HR people on staff that can shed light on some of the things that you may not have thought of. So your people work for you. We'll call that managing your humans as a resource. On our side of the relationship, we'll relieve you of what some of our clients call the garbage side of employment, whether it's IRS rules, 401k discrimination testing, BLS reporting, or all that alphabet soup of employer compliance that increases every year. And you now have access to our whole staff of HR experts who will implement a number of HR risk and benefit programs for you, or provide your staff with guidance on running your own. All with the main focus being to increase the profitability of your business.
This explanation of how we work for and with our clients usually generates a number of questions. If you, like so many other business owners, would like to discuss the specifics of how we can help your business become more profitable, give us a call today at 888-212-3687 or email us at sales@lyonshr.com.